Hey guys, I'm here to do another video today. This one's a little bit special because it's something that I've been organising with another booktuber who I won't name just yet. And basically we were talking because for some reason we ended up as friends on Facebook. I cannot remember how this happened, but it's been a wonderful experience, so I'm not going to bash it. Like, feel free to make even closer friends with all your booktubers, it's always fun. But we basically were talking because I'd obviously posted a video which was one of my comeback videos, and she was like, oh my gosh, you know, I'd love to come back to booktube, I just haven't thought about how, and we got talking, and then we created a tag which we think is going to be really useful for anyone like us who's been away from booktube for a while and then has come back but doesn't really know, you know, what kind of videos to make, what's really going on. It's something that you can just sort of make to discuss all the stuff you've been doing and basically get back into the video making process. So basically, the YouTuber who I am mysteriously referencing to is Amanda K. Thompson. She was a booktuber who was doing videos around the same time that I was, and we both sort of wanted to come back to the community this year, so we made this tag. And I don't know if we actually came up with a name. I think we'll probably call it something like the Back to Booktube tag. I think that sounds catchy, so we'll have that in the title, the Back to Booktube tag. And it's basically 10 questions where you just basically talk about booktube, you know, what you've not been doing and what you want to do, and that's basically what I'm here to do, really. So yeah, let's get started. Hope you guys enjoy it. So the first question is, were you absent from making videos, from watching videos, or both? And I think probably both for me. Obviously I wasn't putting out any content, I wasn't making any videos on a regular basis, and I didn't actually watch any videos for a long time. I obviously still had them appearing in my YouTube feed, and I was still using YouTube a lot for like work or for uni, but I just didn't end up watching any booktube videos. I kind of just scrolled past them. I'm gonna admit in my guilt to just being like, yeah, I don't have the time to watch these, and I don't know why. It's not that I didn't have the time to watch them, but that was kind of my like thought process. I just couldn't, you know, admit that I had the time to actually sit down and do it. I think it's because I knew eventually I'd just do everything at once. I'd come back and then I'd watch videos and I'd interact and do all sorts of stuff. And I mean, I am doing it now because I'm subscribing to loads of new people, I'm watching all kinds of videos, I'm commenting, I'm liking, sharing stuff on Twitter, using Twitter to talk to people as well. And you know, I think I just imagined that that's what I was eventually going to do, and then I was just putting it off. But now I've got such a video backlog that I think I regret it. Question number 2 is, did you read anything booktube recommended to you while you were gone, and if so, what? Because I didn't watch any videos, I didn't really read anything that booktube recommended. I mean, I did know of a few books that were going around and that were really popular, but apart from that there wasn't really anything that I kind of picked up that I knew booktube was reading. I mainly picked up stuff from Twitter, like books that people had recommended there, or to be honest, the only things that I've really been reading is uni books, and that's kind of it. So not as fun as I would like, but that kind of leads nicely into question 3, because we knew that some people might not have been watching booktube videos as well as making videos. So like, question 3 is, if no to number 2, which is obviously the question about reading booktube recommended books, what did you read and why, or who recommended them? So obviously I've said that I've been reading a lot of uni books, and I've had sort of the reading lists from uni. The reason why I've been reading those books is obviously for uni, because I need to write essays on them and all that stuff. I did all kinds of stuff, like I did poetry, I did some plays, I had an entire module on creative writing where we just had to read a book about creative writing, just excerpts from this same book, and it was kind of boring. So number 4 is, what habits have you fallen into or out of as a result of being on booktube? And I think, especially before, when I used to be booktubing all the time, I used to have a very organised reading schedule. Like, I would just plan out, you know, what I'm going to read now, what I'm going to read next, because a lot of people have obviously the starting videos at the start of the month where they say what their TBR for that month is going to be, and then I saw all the wrap-up videos, whilst never actually keeping up with it myself because I was terrible at making those kind of videos. I always did notice the scheduling, and I quite liked it because I knew that it would keep me from picking loads of stuff up and just reading loads of random books. So that's something that I did before, but now probably could do with doing. Like, I wish that I'd kept that kind of schedule going throughout uni, because that would have made it a lot more useful for me. I don't really use my camera anymore, so that was something that was really strange. This piece of hair is really annoying me. I did wash my hair, but now I've got this kink in it because I fell asleep. I was having a nap, and now because it was wet and it's dried like this, I can't stop it from tickling my head. So I apologise if you see me like fiddling with my hair all the time. So yeah, there's that. I haven't really used my camera, I've not really done editing for a long time. I guess reading in general is a habit that I've got out of. Like, I used to read so much when I was on BookTube because I knew that I'd enjoy making videos about it and blogging about the books that I'd read and writing posts and all sorts, and I also knew that I had quite a few arcs that had come through the post and I knew that I'd have to read those and have a look at them, and I kind of just had that down. Like, I'd read all the time and I'd be really good about it, I'd still do all my work, but now I'm terrible for reading. Like, I've not read a book for enjoyment in so long. I've read just stuff for uni or stuff that's helpful for uni but not actually assigned at uni. Like, that's basically all I've been reading for 2 or 3 years. I've not even finished. This is how bad it is, and this is how you know that it's serious. I've not even finished the latest Skullduggery Pleasant book. So obviously Resurrection came out last year. This is the 10th book in the series because Derek's basically gone back to it. He was like, oh my god, let's write more Skullduggery books. So obviously it was 1 to 9 originally and that was supposed to be it, but now he's doing another trilogy or maybe another couple of trilogies, we're not sure. And I don't think he is either, but he's had some more ideas for the characters. So Resurrection came out last year. And the funny thing is, I did actually go to a signing. So I have it signed and everything, and he's, you know, done the usual stuff, and I'm not even far. Like, I've not even got, you can't even see where my bookmark is because I haven't read that much of it. I think I'm on like the 3rd chapter or something. It's horrible. No, I'm on the 5th chapter. This is how far I am. I have this much of the book left. And yeah, there was once upon a time where I would put everything aside for Skullduggery, and now I've not even finished this. And my friends are like, oh my god, what the hell are you doing with your life? Because obviously they're the big fans like I was of Skullduggery, and they're like, are you still interested? I'm like, yes, I am, but uni takes precedence, and that's really sad because I really want to finish this book. It's supposed to be fantastic. Like, a lot of my friends were really unsure about Demon Road and that trilogy because it kind of went a bit sour, and we kind of all went off it. I read Demon Road, and apparently the 2nd book in the trilogy, which is some Desolation somewhere over there, was a little bit shabby. Apparently there were a few scenes in it that just made my friends' skins crawl, and they just were like, don't read it, it's not worth it. So I've never actually read that either, and I've not finished American Monsters, which is the last book, either, and I've not finished this. So I feel like I've gone right off the Derek Landy train, but there was a good announcement today. All of the books are actually being released in America now. The first 3 are being re-released with new covers, and then they're getting all of the rest of the books finally added, so that's wonderful. I'm so happy that everyone can finally read them, and yeah, I'm just going to keep waving this around at myself, so when I watch this back I'll feel more inclined to read it and pick it up before anything else, because I really do need to read something for fun, because that was a good habit. That was a good habit to be in. Number 5 is, what did you miss most about BookTube, or what did you realise you were missing outside of BookTube? So there's lots of things, and I can pretty much reel them off. Number 1, I really missed talking to people. Like, I loved having the people to talk about books with, I loved having that sense of community, and outside of BookTube I've not really got that many people to talk to about books, like especially now at uni. Obviously I have my course mates and we all do English Lit, but the books that we talk about aren't for fun, they're for uni, so it's a lot different, and I really missed the experience of being on BookTube and just being able to talk about whatever and knowing that someone somewhere would have read the book and would be able to talk to me about it. I missed making the videos themselves. Like, I really enjoyed the process. It taught me a lot of skills that are really transferred to other areas, and I do just miss sitting in front of my camera and then editing a video and just uploading it and then having people talk to me about what I've said. Like, that was really, really valuable to me. I've just missed, you know, even just the reading process. Like, obviously I update my reading status on Goodreads and people can comment on it, and I'd be talking on Twitter to people, and I just missed all of that, like having someone following your reading or you following someone else's reading. That I used to, if I saw someone reading a book I really loved, I would literally be there all the time, like, how are you finding it? Do you like it? Have you got to this bit yet? And that's really, really fun as well. Just having that, like, buddy reading. That's another thing of buddy reading, like when you could read a book with someone from BookTube and have that sort of experience. I did quite a few of like read-alongs and things. They're so much fun and I miss them so much. Just even the people, like there's so many friends that I made on BookTube that I've just kind of gone away from because I went out of the community, and a lot of people are a lot bigger now than they were, like their channels I mean, and their subscriber counts, than they were when I knew them. They've outgrown that space of BookTube that I knew them to be a part of, where I was, and now I'm here and I'm like, oh my god, how do I even interact with people? Like, how do I get back involved with this? So I'm trying to comment on as many videos as possible, watch as many videos as possible. I've basically subscribed to anyone who I've seen has a channel, because I just need some new people in my feed. I've been unsubscribing from unrelated channels, so I will just have book videos all the time. I just guess the kind of content as well. I think that's probably the last thing that I miss about BookTube, because of course you can have discussions in real life about books and their characters, but there's nothing quite like reading or watching someone talk about a book that they really loved, or, you know, reading a top 10, or looking at sort of top 5 Wednesdays, so like top 5 characters, top 5 books, top 5 whatever you could imagine. Like, there's so many intriguing and different kinds of content on the BookTube community and on blogs, and I think I just kind of missed having that element of fun. Like, there's so many different posts that people can make, and especially each blog and each YouTube channel is different, so you'd always get something new from somewhere, and I just kind of missed all of that. Like, I've been reading textbooks and emails and horrible things for the past 3 years. They're not really that horrible, but, you know, it's not as fun, and it's not the kind of content that I was used to reading, and I really missed it, and I'm really glad to be back. So thank you guys, I'm gonna really love being here, and I hope you will enjoy my content as much as I love yours. So the sixth one is, what book reviews have you specifically set aside for your return to BookTube? And this is basically a very quick question. You know, there's only really one book that I want to review. I definitely want to finish this and review it for BookTube, because it is a book that I've been meaning to finish since I picked it up. Like, I got it on launch day, I had it pre-ordered. This is the last book that I've pre-ordered since, you know, forever. Like, I've never been in Waterstones really until I, you know, like I said in my last video, I went in and asked Hannah to help me with some books, and I think definitely I'll finish this and read and review it and make a video about it. Reading it enables me to review it. But anyway, I'll definitely read this, review it. I'll probably write a blog post about it as well, to sort of give my extended feelings if I don't really cover them in a video. I think the two books that Hannah recommended to me, if I can put this on my laptop and it not freak out from me putting stuff on it, which are these two, which you'll have seen in the previous video, Wolf by Wolf and Spellslinger. I'll definitely try and either write a blog post about these or some kind of reviews on YouTube, because obviously Hannah was a booktuber. She's not anymore, which I thought she was, but she's actually just focusing on her blog now, so probably will want to try and review those so that she can see what I thought, and, you know, see what, you know, you guys can see what I think as well. After that, I guess anything really. Like, I've never really saved a book in that sense for BookTube, but I definitely think there are particular books that I'll move on to that I will want to make a video about. I love how the lightings get progressively more lamplit and yellowy as the night's drawing in. So the seventh question is one which is going to be kind of hard for me, but I hope that I'll have a good enough answer. It's, what are your top book recommendations that you discovered while on hiatus? So obviously I've only really been reading my uni text, but there have been a few golden ones in there that I would really like to share with you guys. So the first one is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. I absolutely loved this book. I did my extended essay on it last year, which is my independent research project, and I actually got first on it because I just loved the book and I really enjoyed reading it. It's really mind-bending. It's one that I think that when you read it you're like, oh my god, this is so weird, why aren't they doing anything about it? And you'll know what I mean when you read it. But, you know, it's kind of one of those books that makes you think, and it's a really psychological novel in, you know, as much respect as it is a sort of contemporary novel, so that's definitely one that I'd recommend. There's obviously Kit's Wilderness that I read this year, which is really fun. It's a children's book, but it's actually kind of a bit creepy, and you've got that kind of underlying story to it, and I really enjoyed that, so I would recommend that as well. Then there's a film which I saw last year, and it's on here because it was one of the texts that we did, but it was kind of a film that I never would have seen if I hadn't have looked at it on these modules, and I think it's one that's actually quite good. It's called Sin Hombre. It's actually quite powerful, you know, about how, you know, you get dragged into these sort of gang cultures in certain countries, and I think it's all in French? Not French, it's in some other language, so it does have subtitles, but it is in a different language. It's definitely not in English. As the title probably implies, Sin Hombre, it's not English, but yeah, it's definitely a really good film and one that I really enjoyed, so I would put that out there. Then there's Indigo Donut and Life in Exploded Diagram, which I briefly mentioned in my previous video as well. These are two texts that I studied on my kids module and I found them really interesting. Read those and watch that film. The 8th question is to basically list 3 things that you intend to do now that you're back on BookTube. So I guess my top one is make videos a lot. Like, I would like to make a regular video, maybe one a week. That's like the ideal, and I'm certainly trying really hard at the minute, so fingers crossed for that one. The second one is read more for my personal enjoyment, because I have so many books that I own that I've just not picked up yet, and they are just sitting here gathering dust, literally in this room. And then I think I'll kind of sneak in a cheat in here, so basically keep a regular blog again with book reviews, discussions and all that kind of stuff, because I want to do that alongside my YouTube channel, so that if there ever is anything, there we go, that I want to talk about in more extended detail and that I feel like would do better in a written format in addition or instead of a video format, I definitely want to keep that going because it's something that I really enjoy doing. Yeah, I definitely think with all the different stuff that I've got going on this year, an organised blog to keep up with my YouTube channel will also help me in case I don't have the time to film and edit a video. Make videos regularly, keep up with a blog, and just read more, basically. Read more is probably the most prevalent one because I've missed reading. I kind of went off on a tangent of video games and music and going outside, so definitely want to get back to my reading because I really miss it. The 9th question is, what new booktubers since your hiatus do you intend to watch? And well, this is kind of a complex question because, like I said a couple of questions ago, I've literally just subscribed to God knows how many new people, but there are certain people that I'm gonna reel off out of my subscriptions list because that makes it easier to sort of highlight a few people. So in terms of new booktubers, it's probably very difficult for me to identify who's new. This is such a bad idea because I literally just have like hundreds of people. But some of the new people that I've definitely subscribed to are Thoughts on Tomes. I think she's been around for a while though. There's Frankie Reads. She looks like a really good fun booktuber. I've never seen her videos before, but I just caught a link to her channel from somewhere, and I'll, you know, obviously link these down in the description. Tome Time Tea is a great name, and I really loved the look of her channel as well, because it's not like videos of her, she's got like little animations to go with her videos where, you know, she's talking about things, but then there's these little animations and it looks so cool, so that's, you know, something there. Tall Tales, that's a channel that I've seen going around Twitter like so much with all the different posts on there. G Swizzle Books, now that, you know, that title and that YouTube channel name just immediately drew me in. Sable Court is someone that I've never watched, well, not watched a lot of, but that I've just finally subscribed to, so definitely want to look at her videos. And then, who can I say? I'll say one more. I'll say Crescent Moon Reads, because she's another person whose link's been going around Twitter so much, and I think definitely I've seen a couple of her videos now and they're really, really cool, and I really like the way that she talks about different books. So these are some of the people that I want to keep watching, but I literally have just subscribed to like 250 people, so yeah! And the 10th question, which is going to be quite hard for me as well, is who do you want to see come back to BookTube? So this is basically, who do you want to drag back into this vicious circle? I mean, it's not really a vicious circle, it's a cult, definitely, maybe, sort of, we'll see. So I'm trying to think of who has disappeared. I think definitely someone that I would like to see come back is Andrew from Heavy Shelves. I have him on Facebook and he makes all sorts of brilliant films, like short films, and I really love the videos that he makes. But I do miss seeing him talk about books because I really enjoyed them, and he had a way with words and it just really made me want to read everything that he was recommending. So I definitely would love to see him come back, but I'm not sure if he will. I think Jack is still making videos over on Terms and Travel, but I think he's kind of gone onto a tangent of travel videos because he's obviously in, I think, Gran Canaria or somewhere else this year teaching as part of his degree as well. So I would like to see him do a few more book videos at some point in the future and come back into that half of the fold, because as interesting as these other videos are, I always did love the fact that we made videos about books together, and that was great. Obviously Amanda I wanted to come back, and I've just secured that deal, so haha. Who else is there? I think My friend Sarah from A Bitch About Books, like, she made some great videos for her first couple. I'm not sure if she's deleted them, but I wish that she'd kept going with it because I just found it so funny. I don't think there's really anyone else that I would say at the minute, because they're people that I've obviously watched for so long and I'd love to see them come back. And obviously, because I've not been in the BookTube community, I haven't quite noticed who's still here and who isn't at the minute, so I'll have to do some further research. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are a booktuber or an ex-booktuber considering coming back into the fold, feel free to make this tag if you'd like and basically say where you've been, what you've been doing, what you want to do, etc, etc. Please do feel free to share it around and let everyone know that I'm back if you like. And also, if there's anyone that you want to see come back to BookTube, throw this tag straight at them and be like, hey, you need to make this video, and then come back to BookTube forever and sell your soul to the book devil, or, you know, whatever you like. Maybe a big stream, but yeah, I've really enjoyed coming back to BookTube, and I hope you guys will enjoy my content, and also maybe give me some suggestions of videos to make, because I'm seriously lacking ideas at the minute. I'm not sure why, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the tag. Please feel free to share it around, and I will see you all in my next video, so bye!